Hello, I'm Sean Kent Hayashi with Saucon Valley Cute and Cuddly Toy Schnauzers. In this video, I'm going to show you the hand signals that we use when we're working with our dogs. In other words, what you need to do with your hands when you are training your puppies. The puppies I'm going to show you today already know the hand signals very well. However, I'm going to be working with Penelopy, our 7-year-old junior trainer, and I'll be teaching Penelopy the hand signals that she needs to use in order to communicate very well with our little puppies. Here we go. First, I want to show you an excerpt from our Saucon Valley Cute and Cuddly Toy Schnauzers manual that we give each person who gets a puppy from us. So there's 3 parts of a command. So when we're teaching a puppy something new, the first thing we want to do is lure the dog into the desired position using a high-value treat or toy, something that interests the puppy. And I have a puppy that's very interested in what I'm reading to you right now. Give the treat within 1 to 3 seconds of the correct behavior while the dog is doing what you want done. So in other words, you're going to say, yes, yes, when your puppy is doing exactly what you want. Once you've lured them into the correct position, say the word that represents the behavior that the dog is doing immediately as he does it. So yes, sit. So yes, sit. And then use the hand signal. Show the dog the hand signal if it's not already clear to the dog. So let's take this and show you what's in our manual, for example, with teaching sit. So using that high value reward, tasty treat, raise your hand, lure the dog into the position that you want. So lure the dog into the sit and then say, yes, sit immediately. And then the dog gets the treat within a few seconds. This is our junior trainer, Penelopy.
Hello.
It's so nice that you're here, Penelopy, to work with us today. Penelopy and I have a goal, and that is that Penelopy is going to be handling one of our little puppies in an upcoming AKC Canine Good Citizen test. Are you excited?
Yep. Yes.
Me too. Me too. So the first thing that we do is we teach dogs by luring them. And you'll notice this little puppy has already gotten herself up onto the places bed. But when we're working with a little tiny puppy, we put the treat, here I'm going to show Penelopy, we put the treat right in front of their nose and we lure them. So if I were luring you, what would it look like, Penelopy? You'd be following along. See, I'd put the treat right in front of your nose and you would follow the treat because it smells so good if you're a puppy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I'm going to have you take one of those little treats and put it in the hand that you would like to use. And now you are going to take your hand and you are going to lure her into a sit. So I'll show you how you do that. So I'll take one, and I usually divide these little treats up into lots of pieces here, but I'm going to lure her into a sit. So to lure a dog into a sit, you put the treat right above their nose and they will go right into a sit. So now you try it, and as you do it, as you lure, use the hand signal of sit like this, right above her nose, yep, and ask, just go right above her nose. So you're way too high. I want you to go right down. Liberty. Sit. Yes. That's it. That's it. So that was it. So I want you to do it again.
Is this too big?
Well, here, I divided some. I'll give you one right here. I've already divided it into a tiny little piece. So you're going to lure her. Say, yes, sit.
Yes, sit.
Perfect. Now, what we want to do with the hand signal is we want to use the hand signal like this to lure the puppy into a sit. And we're luring, Penelopy, can I do it with you? I'm going to show you. So this is your nose, right? Mm-hmm. And if you were a puppy, you would love the smell of this. And so if I take this and you were using your nose and I lift my hand up slightly over your nose, you're going to put your head up. Look up. Look up. There you go. And that's going to cause you to want to sit down if you're a puppy. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this puppy's moving around and I say sit. Well, I don't actually say sit until the puppy sits. So I'm going to lure her into a sit. And as I'm giving her the treat, I'm going to say, yes, sit. Now the next hand signal that we're going to use could be a down. Let me show you what we do. So I've divided the little, this is kibble actually, but I've divided it a little bit. So now I use my finger and I point down and she goes right down. Let me show you that again from a sit so you could see. If your dog was in a sit, you would take this and lure. Notice I'm not letting her grab it from my hands. Now I still have the whole treat in my hands, but I have used this signal for down. So this is the signal for sit, and this is the signal for down. Ready to learn the hand signal for spin?
Yep.
Okay, yes. So spin goes like this, right in front of the dog's nose. So if we were first teaching, we do this like this and get them to spin. Now this dog happens to be so well trained that I can say, spin, and she will just automatically do it. I can say, down. She'll automatically do it. Yes, belly rubs, belly rubs. My dogs love belly rubs. Belly rubs are a reward, just like a treat for my dogs at this point. Yes, good job. And my release word is okay. Penelope had a very good idea that it was useful to go ahead and divide the treats up rather than hold them in her hand that way. And Penelope's hand is a little bit different size than my hand, so I understand why that's the case. So Penelope, grab a couple of those little treats and put them in the hand that you're not going to use for luring. That's it. All right. Now then, you are going to take those and you are going to lure him. Well, see, he already knows what to do. He knows to go into a places. And he knows that we always start with sit when we're on the places bed. But I want you to go on over to him and point with your hand in that gesture like this. Point like this. Nope. So here, this is really interesting what's happening. Here's what I want you to do. See how I'm putting my hand right at his nose? In order to give hand signals to a dog, the dog has to see the hand signal. So here's what it looks like. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Yes. Now notice he hasn't gotten a treat yet from me, so I'm just giving him a belly rub instead. All right. Okay. So now, Penelope, I want you to lure him using that treat into a sit. Just lure him into a sit. Well, that's a down. That's okay that you lured him into a down, but I'm going to show you. This is the hand signal for sit.
Okay.
Do you see right there? Where you take the treat and you put it slightly above the nose? Yes, sit. Let me say, yes, sit.
Yes, sit.
That's it. So lure him into a sit and say, yes, sit. Well, that's a spin, Penelope. I'm wanting you to do a sit, right? Yeah. So there's three different things that we've learned so far. We've learned sit, down, and spin. Say those words. Sit, down, spin. And spin. But you and I, tend to learn in terms of words. So we hear the word sit, and we hear the word down, and we hear the word spin, right?
Yeah.
But dogs learn in terms of hand signals. And so do you see how he will do all of this even if I don't say the words? Mm-hmm. And so what happens is we need to learn the hand signals that enables the puppy to learn better. So Penelope, when I'm teaching you these hand signals, these are the hand signals that my dogs already know how to do. But it's not important to me that somebody who's gotten a new puppy uses the exact same hand signals as I do. But what is important to me is that the person is consistent. Because in order to communicate well with a dog, that is the signal for touch. Yes, touch. This is the signal for sit. This is the signal for down with my dogs. Notice my hand isn't way up high over the dog's head and me pointing down. My hand is literally right in front of their nose. So if I'm doing a spin, it's at their nose level. So yes, spin. Yes. Now if I'm doing this, yes, touch. Yes, touch. Now I might do that again. Yes, touch. Now he gets the treat. Yes. The hand signal for stay is like this. And when we're first teaching a puppy to stay, what we're asking them to do is to stay on the places bed. And so if they start like what he's doing, that's just fine. He's staying in the right spot. So again, that hand signal is a stay, but we've got to build up to the point where we do that. Little puppies have to learn all the basics before we do a stay like that. A few moments ago, I gave Toffee a stay command, and then I walked away to look at my notes, and I never said the release word. So he is still continuing the stay, even though it's been several minutes. This is great because when he goes to take the companion good dog certification, he will need to demonstrate that he can stay. But this dog can probably stay for a 10-15 minute period if I asked him to do so at this point. But the key is that I need to teach Penelopy how to use her hands to communicate with him when they are taking the test. I've put this little boy on a stay command. And now what's going to happen is Penelopy is going to walk up to him and she's going to start handling him. So you're going to walk up and notice she's not walking straight at him. She's coming around to the side and then she's going to stand so that he's on her left side and she's going to say the right words. So come stand next to him and now give him a little treat and say yes. Yes. Say yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
So we say yes to tell the dog that you're doing a good job. Now I want you to take your hand and stay.
Stay.
And now you're going to walk towards me. You don't have to look at him. You can walk towards me. All right. And so we notice that he is honoring her command. Now this is a typical thing that people will do when they're teaching their dog. But once you've given the hand signal once, you can put your hand down. There you go. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to walk towards him, but not walk at him. So notice how Penelopy is coming around, and we could say she's making a J to come so that she's standing next to him. You're going to go stand next to him again. There you go. And you're going to say the word Y-E-S. Yes. Yes. And you're going to give him a treat. Yes, good job. Yes, good job. Yes, Toffee. Yes, good job. Good job. Yes, such a good boy you are. Such a good boy. Now, when our dogs are super well trained, they'll also do this. Watch this. Toffee, finish. Yes. But you don't have to do that in the Canine Good System. Well, so Penelopy, this is really interesting. What's happening is you're holding your hand way too far away from her and she couldn't possibly touch your hand where you've got it. She's trying hard, but you need to think in your mind, what is it that you're asking her to do? Okay, where does your hand need to go if you're asking her to touch?
Touch.
Say yes.
Yes.
As soon as she does what you want her to do. Now give her a treat. Well, once you put your hand out in a hand signal, then you can give her the treat. You don't have to. She doesn't have to get a treat every time.
Okay.
Say yes, touch.
Yes, touch. Yes, touch.
All right, now do the hand signal for sit.
Sit.
Well, she is sitting. That's down. Right? So what's a sit? I want you to sit, Penelopy. Sit. There you go, that's it. Now I want you to point like this. See how she does it right away? That's the down. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, now give her a little treat and say yes.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
now do you remember spin, Penelope?
Yes.
It's best if you stand up to do spin. Now say yes and give her the treat. Yes, good, spin.
Yes, honeybee.
So ask her to S-I-T. There you go. She even knows when I spell it. Now do the stop sign and say the word that goes with the stop sign command.
Stop.
Stay.
Stay.
Stay. Now I want you to walk about 10 feet, 20 feet that way. You don't have to look at her. Go that way, Penelope. Well, that's the other way, but okay. Now call her.
Honeybee.
Got to say the word.
Come, honeybee. Yes. Yes, honeybee. Yes.
All right, so bring her back this way. Say, honeybee places.
Places.
Oh, she's gonna roll the ball for you.
Honeybee places.
Now I want you to, Penelope, I want you to use the stop sign, which is the stay command.
Stay.
And now I want you to walk down that way. Yes, there you go. And then I want you to walk back to her. And you're gonna do that little turn that I taught you, where she's on your left. And now you're gonna reach down and you're going to say yes and give her a treat.
Yes. Yes, honeybee. Yes.
All right, now you're going to stand back up, and this time you're going to use the stop sign again and say stay.
Stay.
And now you're going to walk back down to that same place that you did before. And when you do this in the test, you don't have to look at her. You can just turn your back to her. It's okay. And now what I want you to do is I want you to call her to you, and you can either do it by using the back of your hand as that word that goes with the, if I say it, she's gonna come. And then the other thing you can do is you can call her with her name and say the word that goes with that. So which one do you want to do?
The word.
All right, you go ahead. Great job. So well done. What do you think of you working with Honeybee? And we'll get you to do the test with Honeybee, maybe. And I'll work with Toffee, because Toffee's already trained, but we're training you is what we're doing. Okay, good. I like that idea. This time I want you to use the stop sign again and say the word. That's okay. You don't have to have treats with her. She's so well trained. You can stand up. Stand up. Use the stop sign again and say the word that goes with the stop sign. What's the word that goes with the stop sign?
Stay.
That's it. Now walk down that way. Okay, so she didn't get it. She didn't get it. She's thinking that you're wanting her to go with her. Again, she is so well trained that she is saying, I'm going to do whatever I think you're asking me to do. So I want you to use the stop sign and say the word S-T-A-Y.
Stay.
That's it. Now then, excellent. So in the test, you're going to have to wait until the examiner tells you to call your dog.
Oh, well, she would have stood. I just said, come on.
That's right. I know. I'm just helping you get prepared to take the test. Let's do a review, and you show me all the hand signals that you learned today.
Stop.
Well, what is the word that goes with
stay?
Stay. That's right. Now, if somebody was getting a new dog, and they wanted to use the word stop, they could. But with my dogs know this hand signal and the word stay. So if you're working with one of my dogs, you're gonna have to use the hand signal like this and the word stay. So I want you to do that.
Stay.
Yes, that's it. All right, good.
We also learned another one. It's called spin.
And spin, what happens when you do a spin? You put your hand...
You put your hand like this, kind of, and then you go.
That is correct, yes.
Let me give them the treat.
But you keep it right at their nose, because if you raise it up high, that's the command for dance.
Yes, good girl. Honeybee, stay. Stay. Yes, honeybee, yes.
So that was a spin that you just did.
good girl. Yes. Yes, honeybee. Yes.
Yes, touch.
Yes, touch. Yes, touch.
All right, so do this one, which was the stay.
Stay.
And now walk down to the end. And you can decide. You can either come back or you can call her to you. Which do you want to do?
Call her to.
All right, and you have two different ways to call her to you. Either way, you're going to start off by saying her name with great excitement.
Honeybee! Honeybee! Touch honeybee! Touch honeybee!
Yes! Say yes.
Yes, honeybee! Yes, honeybee! Yes! Yes, good girl! Stay. Stay, honeybee.
So she's a little confused because that's not a position that we would normally leave her in, but notice how she has decided to deal with the stress of that. She has decided to put herself into a down so that she can do what you're asking her to do, which is pretty smart on her part. So you could stand up now since you asked her to stay, and you could walk back that way towards the stairs, or you could walk this way, either way. And now what do you want to do? Do you want to come back towards her again, or do you want to call her to you?
I'm going to come back towards her.
All right, so you remember what you do? You're going to come back and you're going to do sort of a J so that she's on your left side, but you're not walking right at her. And now you're going to say yes.
Yes! Yes, honeybee! Yes!
And you'll give her a treat.
If I had some.
If you had some. So if you don't have some, you could give her a little belly rub as a way to say, yes, good girl.
Yes, good girl.
Can you get it together?
Oh, yeah.
Here. You have to do it, I think.
Honeybee.
You can show the one that's doing the...
Yes, good girl, yes.
I don't know if I messed up the video.
That's all right. No, it's okay. You can be in the video
You're such a
too.
good girl. Wow, you're so smart. You're so smart too. That was awesome, honey. This pump. That's pretty cool.
It's so fun watching Penelope learn as she's teaching the puppies.
I know.
She's doing such a fantastic
So
job.
proud of you.
Yes, Penelope, good job.